Hello everyone, welcome back. Today, let's introduce descriptive epidemiology to you. In this section, we are going to introduce the disease distribution of time. Let's show you a figure at first. This figure shows the time distribution of TB incidence from 1980 to 2002 in the United States. Generally, TB incidence decreased in the last 20 years. During the first part of the 1980s, a consistent downward trend was observed, continuing a pattern that began many decades earlier. Between 1984 and 1989, the incidence of this disease remained fairly constant, with a rising incidence between 1989 and 1992. After 1992, the incidence rate began to fall again, with a decline similar to that observed in the early 1980s. And this graph of percentage change in the incidence rate showed that for most of the years, TB incidence decreased, except for that of 1988 to 1990. Between 1982 and 1984, the incidence of TB fell by 15 percentages, with no change between 1985 and 1987. However, between 1988 and 1990, the incidence increased by 13 percentages, with a reversal to a 6 percentage decrease between 1991 and 1993. Even greater decrease of 15 percentage and 14 percentages were observed in the next two time periods, respectively. A further reduction, albeit at a low level, occurred between 2000 and 2002. From these two figures, I describe the time distribution of TB incidence. So today, I will show you three characteristics of time. The first one, cyclic fluctuations. Second, secular trends. The third, short-term fluctuations. Cyclic fluctuations include seasonal trend and periodic epidemics. Seasonal variations was observed in many diseases or situations, such as birth rates, influenza, mortality, and from heart attacks. Let's see this figure. It shows the seasonal rising of positive influenza during December to April. For the rest of the year, positive rate is very low. While some diseases, such as phenolic influenza deaths, present the pattern of annual peaks and periodic epidemics. This figure shows the number of influenza-associated deaths from 2006 to 2009. We can tell that there was an annual peak for each year, from January 2006 to January 2009, which forms a clear pattern of periodic epidemics. This is another figure. It shows a clear pattern of periodic epidemics of flu. The second pattern is secular trends. A secular trend is a variable that evidences a consistent pattern within a given period of time, usually a very long time. It is statistical tendency that can be easily identified, and it is not subject to seasonal or cyclical effects. Statistically speaking, these trends can be identified over time, and this creates the opportunity to develop accurate forecasts and behavior predictions. We can see this figure. It shows the mortality rate of major cancers for women in Taiwan from 1986 to 2010. Secular trends of cervix and stomach cancer were gradually decreasing, while breast cancer was steadily increasing. And this figure, there was an outbreak of H1N1 flu in May 2009. So this disease presents a short-term fluctuation in May 2009 and then went back to normal in June. Thank you for your attention. That's all.